Hello there, YouTube. How the hell are you? My name is Vac, and you're at Mortytown TV. We're here today to play some Marvel Strike Force, so just come on in, settle down, put on your favorite music, and make yourself at home. So what we're going to be doing today, I've knocked out this morning, knocked out War, knocked out Raid off camera, did my energy expenditures. I did all that while I was working on the free-to-play account and getting the Morty Juniors built up. And by the way, we are currently building a new alliance for our cluster. So if you're a newer player, somewhere 4 million TCP or less, then we have a home for you there if you're interested. We got about 5 more people we need to fill up, so spots are going quick, and I certainly don't have the time to run a third alliance. So unless we get a lot more applicants and somebody willing to run it, that's not going to happen. So it's filling up fast. So for right now, what we're going to do is Dark Dimension, and then we're going to blitz the rest of the day. We're going to blitz hard and try to get as close to 40 million as we can for X23. Josh, good morning, sir. So just general reminders as we get geared up here. If you'd like to join Mortytown off camera, or not necessarily join our alliances, but just hang out with us, you can join our Discord below, link in the description. If you'd like to support the channel, there's a link there as well. And let's see here. We don't want to start off with Black Order. We're going to go with, of course, a Phoenix team of some sort. We'll lead off with Black Bolt, Phoenix, let's say Sinister, Colossus to tank, and then a lot of good options, but let's try Kingpin here. And all we're really looking to do here is get off Phoenix's ultimate. Make some progress. We're on the 4th node of Dark Dimension 3 on our 2nd run. And we're looking to power through this as fast as we can because I really want those upgrade tokens. At least as fast as we can for a reasonable amount of cores is basically would be more accurate to say. So as most people find is their experience in here, we just come in here and getting wrecked immediately. A lot of people come in, they just die in seconds. If you don't really have some meta squads, it is often your best bet to just carry your highest offensive characters in here, particularly with high speed, and just try to do as much damage as possible before you die, because you're going to die fast. So what we're really trying to do here is get off our Phoenix ult, which is not helping him very well. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and stealth people, since they're not attacking Phoenix like I want them to. There we go. That sets some stuff up. So hopefully Phoenix can live long enough to get a little of that action off, and also to get her ultimate going. Who would we want to? Let's do Strife. All right, we'll extend. That's good. We lived through that a lot better than I hoped we would, so we will be able to make this a successful attack and hit all these people with that Dark Phoenix ultimate, which is really critical. So we're just going to hang on to, it doesn't matter. We're certainly not going to bother taunting when he's the only character. So there we go. There we go. That's attack number 1 down. Now what we'll do is we will spin cores to bring back Phoenix, and then we'll just add new characters in with her. That puts us almost halfway through mission 4. So we need a fresh set of 4 to go with her. Captain Marvel, Yo-Yo for damage mitigation. And then we can take, say, Symbiote Spider-Man and Carnage. $500K team. You'd be hard pressed to find much better in the game, but it will still have a hard time against this content, because this content is designed to slow everyone but the super whales down, and it's mostly designed to make the super whales spend. It is undeniably shit game design. It's not very fun, and I can't wait to be done with it. There we go. Attack Phoenix. Gets more people on the board for Phoenix to hit, and that will make things hopefully a little more effective for this run. Lost Captain Marvel. There we go. I was waiting on him to do that. Now the question is, can we keep Phoenix alive long enough to get her ult off again? Oh man, how many Namors have we got to take in the face? That second one just killed everybody. So as you can see, Phoenix really is the only one doing any kind of significant amount of work there. Now, normally what you would do is you would back out if she doesn't get to do her ultimate and go back in and do it all again, but I don't want a bunch of dead, boring time on the stream, and frankly, I got shit to do today. I hate this game mode. Alright, so let's, it's not going to hurt us with this configuration to go ahead and get some, just put some cannon fodder on the field, give them something else to shoot at. Didn't help that much either, but there we go. We're just making progress. Probably going to fold pretty quickly now because we lost Yo-Yo. Yep. Okay. So all this is just a process to soften them up. Yeah. At one point, I think about 2-3 months ago, I got contacted by Pants of Hulk about recruitment, and they were very understanding that I wasn't able to leave my alliance. So let's see, who else have we got here? We'll take Ultron, we'll take whoever's alive. one more round, shall we? Yeah, I mean, I was very flattered that I was even on Pants of Hulk's radar. They're folding quickly. Certainly not going to get her ultimate off this time. But that was still progress. Now we'll get to the good team. And we'll take them through twice and call it a day. And then we're going to get to blitzing, because I got a lot of blitzing to do today. So we got this team up to 553K. And if I can get through Dark Dimension 3 again, we'll get them up even higher. All right. Thankfully, those blinds mostly did not land. Let's top off health. How many tanks do y'all need? So it's a nice little grouping. We can do some good work here with our AE attacks. I'm going to go ahead and flip just to get a taunt up, and so that I can attack a better portion of this grouping. There we go. Taunt and heal up. Toss a little moon on them, little space debris in their faces. Caused another drop down. So we want to hit as many people as possible with that as we can. Oh, there went Corvus. Yeah, we can still stand up for a little while here, but we might start falling apart pretty quick. The question is, do I bother or do I hold that? I think I see things falling apart, so let's just chill. Yep. So we'll just keep trying to let Thanos' basic do a lot of the work here. And as a team, these guys can do as much as Phoenix can solo, and maybe a little more. But we're just going to basic out from here until they get us all killed and set ourselves up for the next attack, because we're going to do one more. But it's like once one of them goes down, they don't have a res, so it's kind of best to just reserve your energy and just wait for that next attack, because you can hold off for a while, but you're not going to do as much good. Corvus is a huge part of the damage on this team. But that was a pretty good chunk of what we need to take out of that node. Morning, Mr. Alvarado. Welcome to the stream, sir. You've caught us fairly early in. We're going through Dark Dimension 3 right now. We're about to start our last attack for the day. And then we're going to move on to blitzing, where we got a hell of a lot of blitzing to get done today. I'm basically going to blitz straight through till lunch. Then I'm going to cut the stream off and go get something to eat. But then I'm going to keep blitzing all afternoon and into the evening stream, because we don't have a war going today. But I do want that X-23. Or I got her. I mean, I want her at 7 stars is what I want. Nothing to flip yet, so let's throw some space debris on them. Now we can go ahead and give defense ups and those lovely, lovely counterattacks. I think we're good on health. I want to hang on to that for a second. I'd love to use it when they drop more people onto the field. Let's get Mordo out of there. That will drop those people that I was just talking about. This won't do anything for Maw himself, but it will heal up everybody else. And Maw is pretty close to full health, so we're good. We're good. I'm just going to keep hitting this nice little grouping on the right until they taunt me, obviously, because shield security's such a fucking stick in the mud. Such a party pooper. We need that Pyro gone next. I don't know if he'll be next. It'll probably be ooh, yeah, let's oh man, I was really hoping that would kill Hawkeye. So now I'm gonna flip, get rid of those bleeds on our guys, get rid of those taunts on their guys. Of course they taunt me again, but this will probably finish off Hawkeye. We definitely have another drop or two coming. There's 13 left in the node. Nothing I can do there. But just keep hitting this annoying strife. There we go. We need to heal up and save our tank. Let's stun their tank. Buff the group. Those defense ups are critical. Those counterattacks are nice. And they will, those counterattacks allow us to basically passively kill people like Pyro, who'll just hit the whole group and invite a lot of counterattacks on themselves. I love the AE nature of Call's basic. There goes Pyro. We're probably going to get a drop here in a minute. Yep, there it is. All right, so Magneto becomes target number 1. And now he's not. I was hoping I'd have a flip up there. That would have been useful. So now we're going to fall apart, but let's do as much damage as we can in the meantime. Which will be hampered by these blinds, but we'll get through them. We'll get through them. Or maybe not. Generally, a new drop of characters signals the end of your run. It's real hard to stand up to this kind of punishment with any team. I mean, I challenge you to find a better team than a 550k Black Order. There's just nothing. They want you to pay to get through this game in this mode in a timely fashion. It's the only purpose of it. It's not made for players to have fun. It's to put a big carrot at the end of a long road. That's what it's for. And it's the kind of thing that makes me hate a game developer. So moving on, what we got to do now is some blitzing. We'll start up our next rotation. We typically will begin this on Sinister 6, and even then only sometimes. Because like, there's a team maybe they can beat. Maybe. Possibly. We'll give it a shot, right? It's a free attack right now especially, so we'll definitely try it. But if it looks to go south, we just bail out. We go to the next team. We need time as much as anything right now. So we're at 28 million on this blitz. And I would really like to try to get myself somewhere between 40 and 50 to make sure I'm in that top 1,000. But it may even take more than that on this. I don't know. I don't know. So we're just going to push and get as many points as we can today until this it's up at like, it ends at like 8 o'clock tonight, my time, something like that. So we have somewhere like 10 hours, maybe a little less, to get as many points as we can. So I'm going to be blitzing mostly on camera. And I'm going to be blitzing mostly off camera. I'm going to blitz while I eat. I'm just going to blitz. I'm going to blitz all day. I'm kind of quarantined. I can't be around people right now. There's a very real possibility that I've contracted COVID-19. So I'm just going to sit here and blitz. No healing for you, Deadpool. What's up, Thomas? Thank you very much. Get swifty indeed.
Oh, yeah. You gotta get swifty. You gotta get swifty in here.
And yeah, honestly, I mean, I'm not really doing all this just because X23 is a big component on a good team, right? I got tons of good teams. I'm doing it because if she is one of the, if X-Force is what's needed for Doc Ock, the next legendary, then I'm going to feel compelled to whale out and get them to 7 stars. And I would like for that to be as cheap as possible, essentially. So I'm not really doing this for X23. Although she's good. I'm doing it for Doc Ock. And my wallet. There we go. Get rid of Wanda, and they're pretty much, their fate is sealed at that point. Yeah, so this is a team where probably at some point here I'm going to lose Psylocke and Gamora, and I'm going to add Squirrel Girl and Miles, and then we'll just have to do something different with our Spider-Verse team. We'll figure something out. But that's not a move I'm making anytime soon because I'm not getting in a hurry to buy Squirrel Girl. Like I'll get her when her release method is just about the easiest method for me to get a character to 7 stars. So I'm not really that concerned about having to buy a lot of offers. I think at the very least I can just spend minimally, just like maybe the 50 core refreshes on her event, and I'll still be able to get her to 5 or 6, right? Like it's not that huge a deal. Let's see here. Let's get Yondu out of here. This team didn't really have a chance. Definitely get Aurora gone before she charges up. Okay, Boomer, it's your turn. You remember when that used to hurt? Crossbows used to be so good. If you were playing in the first 5-6 months of the game, you know what I'm talking about. All right, we'll go with the big punch up on punt fenders. Sometimes it can go bad for you, but if it does, it usually does it quick. So we'll just, you know. But I feel good about this team. You know, Marauders is okay, and then you throw Ultron on them, and they're really good. So. Hopefully we get a good mind control here. Luke was not the best choice. If you get a Daredevil on that, you can sometimes get a one-shot. Who do we clone? Let's clone Dee Dee. And I think we all know that the weakest link on this team is Strife. It's not a great tank. Looks like he's going to get better with Emma Frost, so that's good to know that they're actually addressing inequities. Let's get Jessica because she's got the defense down and she's already hurt. Jessica. And now we can just kind of auto-play and work down Luke Cage, and we're done. So next up is our X-Force. My next big project, now that I'm working through Dark Dimension 3 at a pretty good clip, and I don't feel like I need to really focus on that anymore, that I'll get there in time. My next big project is I'm going to start raising up all of these teams to be above 400K. And that will really up my scores for future blitzes. I think maybe we can handle that. Let's go with we'll go with the mixed match team, though. I don't want to get in here and waste time. Because we sure got a lot of blitzing to do today. It's not necessarily how I want to spend my day, but I can think of worse ways for sure. Yeah, extend all those debuffs that are not there, Wanda. Charge up our boy. This should kill. Oh, thought that was going in Wanda, but okay. Let's take that taunt off of Hulk so that we can finish off Scarlet Witch. Smack Heimdall in the face. Heimdall in the face. Sorry, Thomas. Heimdall. There we go. Not too bad at all. And it's nice to see this team being able to handle a pretty big punch up in Blitz, because truthfully their natural home is war. But you can see here that we need 2 stars on X-23, we need 1 star on Domino, and we need 1 more star on Negasonic. So a little work left to do on those guys. Okay, we got to go after Ant-Man and Wasp, right? Like, that just seems clear, right? The Ant-Man and Wasp team, that's the team to go after. Am I wrong about that? I don't think so. But yep, I want that Doc Ock, because I already have a really beefy Sinister Six. So I'm really looking forward to seeing, like, if I pull a Mysterio or somebody like that off of there. I mean, what do they look like then? That's I can't wait to see it. All right. Let's ability block Mantis if we can. There we go. Yeah, let's blow up the healer for maximum usage of that. We'll use Wasp as a weapon. Sorry, Scott. We had to web up your girlfriend and smack you in the face with her. It's just the way things are, man. I don't know about that, Thomas. I don't know about that. I'm still on 8-3. I mean, in my experience, no, I can't. I used to when I was earlier in the game, but now that I have 25 teams or so, and a good 18 or 19 of them can win an 8-3, it's best to go ahead and try to win an 8-3 because the multiplier is very much better. And so many of these teams are, you know, there's only so many weaker teams that I have, and it's stuff like Pun Fenders and shit like that. Like, there probably isn't even at 7.0 doesn't do well. So I like to just max her out, keep it 100K a win, and if I'm not going to get a win, I try to back out of it as early as I can. That's the place I can save myself time. Now, there's no doubt that intentionally losing back was a tactic that I utilized with some success earlier in my Marvel Strike Force career, but I feel like it doesn't serve me well anymore. Okay, so let's see now. Walter, this is sort of a pseudo city team, kind of weird. Let's get them all together, line them all up. What I'm really going to do to increase speed and maximize points today is I'm going to spend a hell of a lot of blitz charges, and I'm going to play Black Order a ridiculous number of times. I'm going to lean heavy on the teams that I know will pretty much always win, like Black Order and X-Men, and etc. And even this Brotherhood team is fairly sure to win. There are only a few teams that have counters that I would not feel good about taking Brotherhood 2.0 into, and that's just teams that have a Rhino or a Phoenix on them, basically. So, you know, what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend a lot of blitz charges, and I'm going to lean heavy on these teams that I know can rock out an 8.3 win in no time and get me 100,000 points. Because I want 10 fights, 1,000,000 points. That's what I'm looking for. All right, let's see here. These guys are, of course, designed for me to be a counter to Fury Shield, so let's try that. That's a pretty big punch up, but we'll give it a shot. Yeah, it's, the events is a little different, but now I'm literally going for highest point total. I need Scar, so I need that multiplier. All right, so of course we want to focus on medic. And thankfully they have the tank positioned in a place where I can do that even after he taunts. But we'll go ahead and Winds of Watumim. He resisted anyway, but we'll extend, and that's probably going to be enough to kill medic. Now they're going to kill Elsa, but we'll get a nice retaliation out of it, and we'll bring her back shortly. I agree. I have been excited about the idea of auto blitzing for a while since they first started bringing it up, and it would certainly make my day a lot easier, no doubt about it, particularly days like this. All right, so come on, Ghost Rider. Oh, so close. There goes medic. So we're in good shape. We're going to win this one. They got our Elsa, but we're going to bring her back with just a few more energy on Strange. One of the cooler kill animations in the game right there. And I don't think we're even going to need Elsa to finish this. Like, this is a poor team anyway. You don't put Trooper out on the end like that. That does not make sense. You want him to have two adjacent allies to get to really maximize his auto attacks. And in my mind, if you really want to utilize him well, you put him in between the tank and medic, because if you're playing a player, those would be the two characters that they'll be attacking the most. So when you put them on your war defense, I feel like that is the optimal spacing to put. If you're going to utilize Trooper, then you want to utilize his free attacks. And you know, he's not the most damaging character in the world anymore, but if you want to get those free attacks, that's where you position him. It amazes me how many people get deep into this game without understanding the importance of positioning. I see tanks in the middle all the time. Things like that. So, but you know, there's a lot of people that are having a hell of a lot of fun playing video games that they are terrible at, and I don't begrudge them that. But me, I like to try to be good. I like to try. So let's try the punch up on the punt fenders. I don't always make it. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but we sure try. I'm just a guy that fixes robots, really. I mean, snakes out drains and things like that. Half the time I do all the plumbing for Ford as well as the pneumatic and hydraulic work. So, you know, I'm literally just I'm Joe the damn plumber. It's not my name. My name's Jason, but I'm Joe the plumber, and I'm just a regular dude that likes to play video games. All right. This Wakanda team sometimes makes me strongly consider giving it more love. It would be worth it for no other reason just to raise Shuri to gear tier 14, because she's very useful to me in an Ultima 7, and I don't see that changing anytime soon. Ugh. It's not even really a super beefy Luke Cage, and he's just so hard to kill. But we can speed it up a little bit, put it on autoplay, get this thing done. So hello and good morning if you're just joining us. My name is Vac. We're playing some Marvel Strike Force. We're blitzing our tails off for X-23 right now. Mostly because we want to Doc Ock one day, and it looks very likely that this is going to be the team to unlock them. But even if it isn't, it's a great war team, and I won't regret having them. I mean, I have them, but I won't regret having them at 7 stars. Ooh. AIM versus Hand. This used to be two of the worst teams in the game right here. AIM has had a nice rework and is somewhere in the upper B tier now. And Hand, not so much. So the best thing we can do to help ourselves is to stun and kill Sentry before he stealths anybody. Because these are slippery little bastards, these Hand members. Not dangerous, just slippery. Okay, let's go ahead and get rid of that dodge on Sorceress. She's not terrible, right? Like, she's a self-sustaining healer. She heals herself. Frank, how are you, sir? Hadn't seen you in a while. Glad to see you, buddy. Welcome back to the stream. Done. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. 31.5 is a good number. I'm not even to 30 yet, so you're whooping my butt. Let's see here. Let's flip. All right. All we got is Archer, but Archer's a decent one to go after. Now I'm going to try to blitz. I'm going to try to blitz fairly uninterrupted until the timer's up here. I will at some point here shut down the stream, fix some food, eat while I blitz, probably watch a movie too. You know, I got to unwind like everybody else. But we'll fire it up again tonight. We'll probably fire up pretty early, you know, and keep rolling. All right, so let's see here. Yeah, probably our best bet. I think Fantastic Four can handle that. 31.5. That's impressive, man. It's impressive. That's better than most people could even dream of getting. All right, so let's go right at Danvers. She scares me with all of her self-heals and all that high DPS. Plus, she's getting these assists. Oh, my gosh. And now Black Panther's going to go on a roll. All right. We're in trouble. That's the thing about Invisible Woman, man. You look at her kit and you're like, oh, man, she's great. All these barriers and all these counters and everything. You know, it's nice. But, yeah, I will have to go straight into my favorite blitz, my Red Star Blitz tonight. And that's nice and all, but the problem is that she is so damn slow that she often, somebody's dead by the time she gets to put her barriers up if you face a good team. So, yeah, we're going to go ahead and call that one and move on. Sin 6 looks like our best bet. But yeah, hey, I'll just start blitzing for Red Stars tonight, man. We're gonna, like I say, we're gonna be blitzing all day. But since I'm quarantined and I don't feel safe going around another human being right now, we might as well. We might as well. The last thing I want to do is unknowingly pass on this thing to somebody else. I really don't know, Frank. I really never look at blitz scores or blitz predictions. In my mind, blitz predictions is like buying a fancy sports car. If you have to ask the price, you can't afford it. So just go out there and do what you can do. No, one of my coworkers knew his wife was sick with COVID and came to work all week anyway, and he infected a bunch of other people, and I was in contact with one of those people. So I'm gonna have to go tomorrow and get a test before I can go back to work, and you know, hopefully I'm okay. I spent about an hour shoulder to shoulder with a man who is now tested positive. And he's a dear old friend of mine, and I really feel bad for him. He's 60 and not necessarily, you know, I don't know that he's how susceptible he's going to be to all this, but it's not a good thing. And oh shit, we're in trouble. So yeah, there is an infection. There is a. We gotta get out of here. Don't kill me with the pumpkin bombs. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, so it's spreading rapidly through the plant because the company's contact tracing response is wholly insufficient. They only went back like 2 days. They really ought to be going back about 10 days. It's pretty messed up right now. So there's all kind of people in there getting sick. I guess we're on our way to being the next meat packing plant. And all because one jackass wanted to go to a wedding. And then he's like, well, my wife's sick with it, but it's no big deal. And it's all a hoax. And he just kept coming to work. And now his wife's in the hospital. And he still doesn't think it's a big deal because he feels all right. Well, I just had a little fever. Well, dosage matters, you know? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, so we want to get our wombo combo going. Those defense downs really helps War Machine rock the field. It doesn't even always get to Iron Man. So it's a pretty good team now. Pretty good team now. Definitely the kind of team we want to use blitz charges on. That's probably the one there. I don't know. That's a little tank heavy. I don't know. We could maybe. I don't know. Not with shield. Let's go with those guys. So yeah, you know, real possibility I might be sick soon. I'll find out. I gotta go take a test tomorrow. I'll get my results probably Wednesday. I'll be out of work till then, at least, at a bare minimum. And if it comes back positive, then I'll be out of work a couple more weeks. And to me, what is truly unforgivable is I have not received a call from the company. So they're not really making a very, they're not making a very effective attempt to contact trace. So if I were not a responsible person, I would just go back into work tomorrow. And even though I may be sick, I would just be going in there and giving it to other people, and they would not do anything to stop me. And so while I couldn't live with myself if that happened, there will be others who will not. There will be others just like the guy who started all this. It's all a big hoax. They're just out to get the president. And they'll come to work and spread this thing. Because it's not a place of business that you can really socially distance easily. People are on the assembly line. I'm in a job where as a maintenance man, I'm going from one end of that place to the other, working on machines all the time. And I'm getting called to different hot spots on the floor where things are breaking down. And so I end up coming across dozens of people on a daily basis, different people every day. And if I have been in there, like when the guy that tested positive, I was in contact with him Monday, and nobody has called me to see about getting, hey, you need to make it. I'm going to go on my own recognizance and get a test. And then after I showed them a positive test result, then they will bother to ask me, well, who have you been around? But they're not really trying to get ahead of that. Yeah, well, yeah, that's true, because the test, none of the testing is 100% complete or 100% accurate, unfortunately. And so what they try to do is they want you to have 2 negative results before they'll let you come back to the plant after you've tested positive, which I guess is some measure of trying to keep people safe, right? I'm very dissatisfied with the contact tracing protocols in the company right now. And you say something to people and they just shrug their shoulders at you, because half people in the front offices and half people in the union think it's all a hoax. Or at a bare minimum, take it very lightly. We got guys that are going on vacation to fucking Florida and then coming back to work. Like, it's maddening. Meanwhile, I'd like to see my mother, but I can't trust myself to go around her because I don't want to see her so bad that I'll kill her. I don't want it to be the last time I see her. Anyway, I appreciate you saying that, Frank. So some more AE action from our excellent Inhumans team, just turning everything into a fine paste. So I was only around this guy that was positive for an hour, but it was an hour where we were down on the ground sneaking out a drain that was plugged up, and so our heads were that far apart. Right? I mean, we had masks on, but we're both breathing heavy and we're working hard, exerting ourselves. So I'm not sure I like my chances. We'll go with this is X-Men, so let's just go with the toughest one. There we go. Whatever will get us the most points. Got a lot of deeps on this team. I'll say that. Yeah, I mean, statistically, I know I might beat it. I know I probably will. What I worry about is who will I give it to? Who have I given it to in the past week? Thank the good Lord I haven't been around my elderly mother since Monday. And so I worry more about the toll on my psyche and my karma as to who I might have hurt. I have co-workers that I've been around who have wives that are sick at home that are very susceptible. How far does this suffering spread? Like, whether or not I make it is fairly immaterial to me. It's not the kind of thing I'm trying to focus on. Did you have to step on Wanda's face? Really? Okay. All right, we're pushing on 30 million. We're getting close. We're getting close. So we're going to walk her back. Yeah, well, unemployment is decidedly ungenerous here. So I definitely don't want to end up on unemployment. I'm in a union, so I'm less concerned about that. I'll get a paycheck if I do have COVID, particularly having caught it in the plant. But I might have to fight for it, right? Or have a representative that will do so, because they will try to make it my fault. This is cutting into my entertainment budget. That, and I wanted to reallocate some of it anyway, but yeah. So I got less money to whale out right now. And missing 2 weeks of work will only compound that. Medical bills will make it worse, because if you get sick here, it costs a lot of money. And even though I have decent health insurance for an American, my copays are still pretty stiff, and I'm certainly not going to get out of it cost-free. Well, you live in the first world, sir. I'm not so sure that my country, for all of our vaunted military budget, I'm not so sure we apply any longer, not at least from the perspective of a citizen. Let's see. It depends on how Loki treats us. We'll find out. Yeah, well, I mean, COVID is putting a strain on every governmental entity. There's no doubt. This is going to be difficult for people individually, and it's going to be difficult for people collectively. And that's pretty much what a government is. There we go. There we go. Little slappy palm for Loki. That'll get rid of him. Yeah, I said it. Slappy palm. I said it. I'm not really familiar with Kamala Khan. She seems like a cool character. But that's my biggest impression of her elastic abilities, right? I never, I love that big pop, pop, pop. Kill animation's pretty funny. Oh no, Crossbones has blown up on me. Whatever shall I do? Sinister Six it is. Did we pass 30? We're still a couple fights away, ain't we? I need to catch Oliva no matter what happens. Am I remembering that right? Bust a move is Oliva? I think I'm remembering that correct. I know all the names. I sometimes lose the thread on which name applies to another name. But I think Bust a Move said he was 31 million a little bit ago, and I think that's Oliva. I could be wrong. Who first? I think Vulture. There we go. So don't get me wrong. I love it when I get outdone in this game by one of my Mortys. And guys like Nate and Spawn do it all the time. But I like to make it hard on them. Okay, they dished out a lot of their... a lot of their best deeps there. There's still pumpkin bombs, I think, but he's blinded, so we might get out okay on that. Oh, Thomas, around here, you're a full-blown Marxist, trust me. You're a damn communist as far as people around here are concerned. You want to help poor people? Fuck off, communist. It's sad to see the lack of empathy in my countrymen. Like that man came to work all week long. There's 3 million. He came to work all week long for nothing more than a couple $100 a day. That was it. That's all he was making. And that was worth the risk of him killing his coworkers and their loved ones. The lack of empathy is alarming. It's at the heart of their immigration policy. It's at the heart of their policy for, the homeless situation. It's at the heart of everything. Just a simple, basic lack of empathy. And the number of guys that thought all this was a hoax, who now all of a sudden that it's on their front doorstep, and they're looking at the possibility that they're sick themselves, and they're like, well, I thought all this was a hoax, but now that it might be my wife that dies, now I care. And I'm like, you don't understand how bad you're making yourself sound when you say that, right? You're basically admitting that you didn't give a shit when it was other people, but now that it's you, now you're concerned, right? How you don't think that doesn't make you look fucking terrible, I don't know. But I got people at work saying that to me every day. I don't get it. And these people call themselves Christians. It's confounding to me. Oh, why has it got to be Luke? I wanted Daredevil. I wanted Daredevil. So much RNG. So much RNG. All right, let's go with Punisher. All these counterattacks on pun fenders make them a little difficult. Kind of a tough nut to crack. That defense down is going to help a lot. That taunt is going to hurt a lot, but hey, see what we can do. Yeah, no, I mean, Biden's not my optimal candidate, obviously. I am a little more liberal than that. I'm a very pro-union guy. I've been in a trade union my whole life. I try to, in all things, have as much empathy for people who are less than me, because I was taught when I was young that my Lord and Savior commanded me that what you have done to the least of those among you, you have done to me. And while I'm not a super religious guy anymore, I have always felt like that was, if nothing else, a pretty good maxim to live your life by. Bernie was not necessarily an ideal candidate for me either, but I did vote for him in the primary, both this cycle and the last cycle. Yeah, man. I mean, look, it's not even really like that, Thomas. It's not like they have an informed opinion. What really it is that they are filled with hateful media all day, every day. And that media tells them, don't listen to those other guys. Listen to us. Those other guys are fake news. Listen to us. And then what they feed them full of is, oh, one day it's free healthcare, but the next day it's bread lines, and then after that it's gulags, and then the next thing you know, we're communist Russia. And that's how they put it to people. So the actual facts of the matter and how it works elsewhere in the world, they are wholly ignorant of. The world at large, they are wholly ignorant of. And so it's not an informed opinion. I mean, if you rephrased it with the same facts, they would probably love the idea. But all they're worried about is the boogeyman. They think I'm an immoral person, and they go vote for Donald Trump. All I can do is shrug my shoulders. It's whatever up to a point, but now it's at the point where it's becoming a threat to my life, my health and safety, and that of my family. So I'm starting to take it a bit more seriously. So let's ability block him, or not like we have a choice. We couldn't ability block anybody else, but we'll ability block him so he cannot retaunt next turn. I think that lasts 2 turns. We'll see. Now we can strip the taunt off of him. And then this should kill Wolvie and go a long way to knocking down Drax. Little high-speed hacky sack. There we go. Yeah, unemployment here does not cover very much. And unfortunately, like everything else in our society here, it simply serves as another pool of money for corporations, is what it is, in a no small part. Because there's everybody in that unemployment system, it's their job to make sure you don't get unemployment. And if you do get unemployment, it's because you work for a corporation that is milking the system, right? Ford Motor Company, my employer, every year they shut down every single one of their plants for 2 weeks in July and at Christmas. And they shut us down and they lay us off every time, right? Every year, twice a year, for 2 weeks at a pop, they lay us off, right? And that means that the government then has to pay us unemployment. And then they use that time to retool their plants and do the maintenance work that they've had stacking up all year. So they shut the lines down, they go in and they get all this stuff done that they need to do. And rather than eating that cost themselves, they pass that cost on to the unemployment system and the government. Yeah. I mean, it's the people get focused on having to pay more, and they don't look at what they're getting for that money. I'm a fan of Elizabeth Warren. I'm a big fan of some of the work that she's done in government, particularly the firebrand kind of stuff that she was doing with bankruptcy when she first came up on the scene. So I would have been fine with Elizabeth Warren as the candidate. I wish that she had more fully supported the other progressive candidate, but it's that little spat that they got into was kind of ridiculous, and I hated to see it. But there's no doubt that at this point the power in the Democratic Party still lies with moderates that probably have more in common with the Republicans than they do with liberals. I don't think any of them are bad people. They're just angling a different way in a system that I disagree with. So yeah, I don't think Joe is a great candidate, but I don't think he's necessarily a bad one. Certainly not in like as bad as we've seen from other candidates lately. So I'll have to vote for him over Trump. You would have to come up with something pretty bad to get me to vote for Trump. And see, that's what I'm talking about. They call Bernie crazy for suggesting stuff that's done every day in Thomas's country and done successfully. And so that's kind of shows you just how it's not out of touch, how disingenuous the moderates in the Democratic Party are. And so it kind of feels to me like if you wanted to buy a political system, then you would do your best to buy both parties, lock, stock, and barrel. And so if you can, you get 80% of one and 50% of another, that's enough to control the system. And that looks to me like that's what's happening. And I wish the media were not so powerful, as you say, Frank, but unfortunately, we live in a country full of morons that don't know shit they didn't learn on TV. So what channel they watch is a really big deal. As a person who doesn't watch television, I'm horrified by it all. I'm horrified by it. So anyway, if you're just joining us, I see some numbers popping in. My name is Vac. We're playing some Marvel Strike Force. Welcome to Mortytown TV. We are blitzing our tails off for X-23 right now. We're probably going to be blitzing just about all day, with a short break toward the evening to knock out some more raids and things like that. But otherwise, we're going to finish up this X-23 blitz and move, as Thomas so maddeningly reminded me a minute ago, we're going to move right into the Red Star blitz, which is another blitz that I go hard on. So it's going to be a lot of hard blitzing today. Thankfully, we have 40,000 blitz charges to spend. We're probably going to go through a lot of them. I say that one's probably our best bet. I have not played golf since my father died. I'm glad you shot a good round. I hope you won some money on the skins. See night nurse, fight night nurse. I'll stand up. I'm melting. I'm melting. I'm kidding. Okay. Sorry. I do that joke too often. It's fun. I like it. Okay. So, a little more adjustment on the camera. There we go. All right, who do we go after first here? I'd say Yondu. Well, Thomas, he's a horrible man, and that doesn't do much for my opinion of your decision-making skills, but you're free to it. And I can't really agree with most of his policies. There's been a few things his administration's done that I'm okay with. And the push to, their distrust of Chinese technology, I can kind of understand. I can get behind that. But mostly their policies have been around immigration, labor, and it's things that have largely impacted myself and other working people negatively. And I can't get behind that. It sounds like you're falling for the same nonsense that all the people here that think you're a communist are falling for. I don't know. Maybe that's just me, but I definitely don't understand that because most Democrats, the farthest left of Democrats in this country, only want to do what you guys are doing on a daily basis. That's that's their platform. Their platform are your social democrat platforms. That's the far left over here. And most Democrats over here are fine with the system exactly the way it is and don't much want to change anything. So that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. We better flip there. Spread some slows around. All right, we lost Graviton, but hopefully we'll get him back on a res. Yeah, there we go. Let's heal him up. I try not to hate anybody. It's really not my nature. But I do like presidents that are not just unabashedly terrible people, who may lie occasionally, but mostly, for little white lies or just have the wrong facts or just be wrong about something and cause a lie. But to just make up stuff, that's a little alarming to me in a leader. I don't understand that. What they want to do is to socialize healthcare and make it a human right. And as you just said a moment ago, you agree with that. A little more taxes on the rich. You pay higher taxes than us. That would just bring us into parity with your country. So what I don't understand what position it is you think that they hold that is so different from what your country does every day. I don't get it. When I was young, I personally did not believe that healthcare was a human right. I've evolved on that position. I've seen the effects these policies have had on my nation. I see this homeless people stacked up like cordwood on the street. I see people, pushing GoFundMes because they can't afford their medical bills and they don't want to lose their aunt or their grandma. Yeah. And I think, okay, I'm willing to try it. I look at Scandinavian countries and other countries around the world where it's not perfect, but it works. And there's a safer social safety net there for people. And I think, okay, maybe it won't work, but I'm willing to try it. And then everybody who suggests it, the right demonizes them and calls them a communist. So it's kind of weird for me to hear somebody who lives under these systems and says he supports them to also call them a communist. It's just I don't get it. It just kind of feels like another media push to influence people. Though I would like to know what it is they're doing that's so bad. They haven't even done it yet. We haven't even tried it. Well, illuminate that for me, sir. What part of your system is it that they don't want? I don't think they're going to hit a mirror matchup. Let's just move on. Wait a minute. Yeah, they can probably beat that. Because I know they stand up in every debate, and it is Scandinavian nations that they hold up as the model that we should pattern ourselves after. They specifically cite your country. So I'm not sure what it is so different that you think they want to do. Alright, let's go ahead and stealth since we got our tank at half health. But I think I like our chances on this one. Understood. Bernie was 100% my guy. But AOC follows Bernie's plan. Ilhan Omar, to a lesser extent, does. They're very much in his political camp here. Yeah, I agree that that the rank and file, older centrist Democrats, they try to differentiate themselves from Republicans, but they do not want to move to any kind of socialized anything. They are just fine with the sink or swim capitalist system, and I'm perfectly fine with it in business. I just feel like we should remove the profit motive from things like healthcare and education. Because I was taught growing up that love of money is the root of all evil. And so I would prefer not to have any evil in healthcare and education. Let's see, that looks like the best bet. So I fully agree with you there. Bernie is way better than any other Democrat out there. But like Frank was saying earlier, I didn't find Elizabeth Warren to be objectionable, and I don't doubt that she's a good woman that's looking to do the best for people. But she was a person who was a Republican at start and has evolved over time, and that does show growth. But it also, it shows a lack of judgment at certain points in her life. Yeah, I understand that you don't like PC culture. I can understand how you would disagree with the far left on that. In some cases, I do as well. Not to the vehemence that you do, but I get it. I would not ever allow that issue, as silly as it is, to ever sway my opinion on who I would vote for. That I would vote for someone that will harm people. That I wouldn't do. And that's all I've seen out of the current administration: stupidity and harmfulness. Sometimes the cruelty is the point, and sometimes it's just cruelty through foolishness and stupidity. But whether they get there via true conviction or just stupidity, does it really matter? The end result is the same. And nothing so foolish and unimportant as changing a few male characters to female characters and things like that, or expecting me to use a pronoun that I did not previously know to use. Like, none of that bothers me enough that I would take political positions that would hurt people. And I see a lot of hurt going on here right now. And while I do think that a guy like Joe's not going to be a whole lot better, a shade better is the best I can do. Then I'll take a shade better, Because to me, PC culture is a false threat. It's not dangerous to anybody. It's nonsense. In many cases, it's just being polite, right? And it gets taken a little far sometimes, but that's not a threat to anybody. Taking people's health care, leaving them on the street homeless, taking people and locking them up and using them as basically slaves, slave labor, that's a threat to people. Those are the issues that I worry about. Locking people up over a plant and then using them as slave labor their whole lives. Like, that's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. That slow up. Just sit there and take the shots, Luke. $31.3 million, moving right along. X-Men up next. So we'll just take the biggest and best. Well, they can probably beat that team. That's a big punch up on Asgardians. And I don't know that they could take it in war. But I think in Blitz they could probably do well. Again, because someone thinks I have a privilege that maybe I do not, it's not a threat to me. It's not harming human beings. And I would disagree with you a slight bit. In my society, it's absolutely, I don't have to worry when I get pulled over. I can get a house loan that a lot of people who make the same money as me couldn't. I can. There are things that work in my favor in this society. that I have to acknowledge if I ever want to see equity. They're not big things. I've largely had to work for what I have. And nobody's trying to take that away from me. They just want me to help them out a little bit and acknowledge that they're being murdered in the streets. So I don't mind that. Hey RDX, welcome to the channel, sir. Yeah, sure you did, buddy. You lost your account? What account did you lose? I really don't believe you, but okay. You were looking to leave the moment you got that account, and now you've left. You might as well just admit to everyone what you've done if you're going to come here and hang out. I don't know how you can recover it. If you've actually lost it, I don't know how you can recover it. But I doubt your sincerity, sir. Nah, I don't think there's anything you said that could get you fired. We've had a pretty pleasant discussion, Thomas. I do agree that people will go a little overboard with that sometimes. You know. RDX, I really don't know how to help you. Thor gave you the, or Morningstar gave you the only account information that we have. Yeah, I heard you the first time. See, we have an extra account, or we did, in the Mortytown Locos. It was one of our original officers ran the account. And when he quit playing the game, he had the account tied to a burner Facebook account. And so he gave us that account to use with as we would. And since then, multiple members of the Alliance have used it as a second account to keep it going, just to help the Alliance out. And most recently, that was our lowest, or one of our lowest TCP members, Morningstar. And I thought that Morningstar would probably just want to take the account for his own, because Morningstar has a 2 million and change account, and this account in question is 5 million and change. But for some weird reason, he didn't want to. So I was looking for someone in the Alliance to take that account, and nobody wanted it. So that I told Morningstar, look, you've been using it for months. If you don't want to keep it, find somebody that you think would be cool and invite them into the guild and let them take it. And he met RDX in global chat. And because they're both from India, he selected him. And my suspicion is as soon as I met RDX, is that he probably wants to take that account, run off with it. He immediately started talking about leaving our Alliance cluster. Uh, yeah, I agree. So I'm fine with the account just going away. I'm cool with that. If he wants to take the account, I don't know. Yeah, right, Dustin. And so whatever, man. I mean, he had like a 1 million TCP account that he contacted me with, and he wanted it. And I said, well, look, if my guy who's running it now thinks you're the guy, you're welcome to come join us. But then he immediately was like, hey, bro, I need to leave. Hey, bro, I want to go join my brother's guild. Hey, bro. It became immediately apparent to me that it's his intention to abscond with the account. And frankly, it doesn't bother me that much. It's not doing me a lot of good with nobody playing it since none of my people wanted it. And he's still going to be bad at the game, so who gives a shit? And now here he is making excuses like that he's lost it. But the truth is he left the Alliance this morning, and he's just planning on keeping it. That's what I strongly suspect, at least. And that's fine. It is an account that would otherwise be sitting inactive. It's no skin off my back. He really doesn't strike me as Mortytown material, and he knows what he did. I don't know that for a fact. He's at least here talking to us. I appreciate that at least, but I really don't know how to help you reacquire that account, RDX, if you've legitimately lost it. We gave you the only login info. I don't know what else to do. That is a bad run of choices there. All right, let's go and take and put, if we got to fight any one of those meta teams. No, I don't think I'm going to do that, RDX. I don't think I'm going to do that. So we're going to fight one of these meta teams. Oh, that changed it up. I gotcha. Okay. So let's back down again. Now, back to the meta teams. No. Well, James, it is all about TCP and time expended, right? And so you just want to sit at 8-3 and run as many teams through there as you can. And basically what you're looking to do is get 100,000 or so per fight. All right, we're going to reset all this by going up here and winning one with our Black Order, because I don't like those choices. And with Black Order, we'll just pick whoever the toughest team is that'll get us the most points. Yeah, now let's go this way with it. All right. I'm going to hold off on the flip. That would be a sweet kit, Dustin, no doubt about it. I just want as many shards as I can get, James, because if this does end up being, if X-Force does end up being the unlock for Doc Ock, then I'm going to want them all at 7 stars. And I'm close, right? All of them are 5 or better, and the only one that's 5 is this X-23. So if I can get her to 6, then all I'll need is 1 more star on 3 of the members. And I'll probably whale out for that. So if I can get as many shards as I can get for X-23 now, that saves me money down the road. That's the plan. All right, so this is a big punch up on Fenders. This is pretty much what Sinister Six is built to do right now. So that's what we're gonna push for. Look at him. Look at him. He gave me a thumbs down. What a shit heel. I did nothing but try to help that man. Nobody is going to tell you how to recover that account. Most of us don't even believe you that you've lost it. Oh, I don't know. I'm just really guessing there. I'm just really guessing there. Okay, I think we're going to have to peel off this one. I lost that blitz. Well, that may be your issue then. But I can't do anything about that. Basically, Morningstar has been running that account for about 3 months, and I was a bit annoyed that he begged me for it and then immediately wanted to give it up. At the time, though, I was very understanding of that because it seemed, you don't really know how much time you're putting into this game until you try to double it. But now I'm wondering if he didn't sell it to you. I'm honestly wondering. And I don't like having that kind of nagging doubt in my mind. But if he did, sounds like he just reneged on you. I hope the PayPal hasn't cleared. It would be nice if Doc Ock could make it a 6-man team, right? I agree, Thomas. I agree. Slappy palm, slappy palm. I mean, I don't know if Greg really counts, but okay. Okay. So is any team that has Mr. Sinister on it. Which is something that I milked the hell out of back in the day in Arena. I'm still at the top of the arena because I got a good Black Order, but I got myself there by running a Black Bolt, Yo-Yo, Ultron team that also are, and Phoenix. And then I put Mr. Sinister with them on offense. And so that meant that, basically every team that I was fighting would have a Phoenix on it. So that would mean I had 2 Phoenixes, right? I would always clone the Phoenix. And so that 2 Phoenixes are better than 1. That worked out very, very well for me in Arena, and I climbed to the top of the ranks with relative ease that way. And then I just got ahead of the meta by getting myself a Black Order team to go with that. And now I don't really use Black Bolt and Yo-Yo very much, or Mr. Sinister in Arena, really ever. But sorry, Dustin. Now, what I did like to do is on defense, I would take Sinister out and I would put in Captain Marvel or some other big DPS. Well, Black Bolt is incredible. And there's no doubt right now that Black Order is the best team in the game. They are performing best for me in Raid, in Dark Dimension, definitely in Arena. And I can't wait to get more red stars on them when I finish up the next run of Dark Dimension. Absolutely. He's just not as good on defense. He does okay on that Marauder squad, right? But, you got to put him somewhere. But I really feel like, especially on Arena, where it's a little more critical to have optimal play, he's really not your best choice. Because I found it when I was coming up. Yeah, I hate that they're a defense team also. But I found that when I was coming up, like it was really, really easy. People who would put Sinister on defense, it was pretty easy for me to bait them into cloning a Ultron bot, right? I would stealth everybody and then summon the Ultron bots right after that. And then it was a 1 in 4 chance that they were going to get Phoenix and a 3 in 4 chance that he was going to clone a bot. And that just that worked out pretty well for me. You know, it would go, you know, RNG's RNG, so it would go against you every now and then. But that was a great strategy for me for a long time. So anyway, if you're new here, this is Mortytown TV, and we're certainly glad to have you. We've been streaming we're new. We've been streaming a couple of months here. My alliance is the Mortytown Locos, hence the name of the stream.
Wubba lubba dub dub!
And if you'd like to talk to us when we're not streaming, or if you'd like to just get more reliable updates for the stream, then there is a link to our cluster Discord in the description below. Feel free to pop on by. There's an Ask Vac channel. You can ask me anything, and I'll try to get you an informed answer. There's a place where you can check out pics of my roster. There's a place where you can show me pics of yours, because I love it when people come by and
Show me what you got!
Well, I sure appreciate that, James, because you know, that helps our metrics, and in every view we can get, every like, every share, all of that helps, right? Like I'm not really in a big rush to monetize this. I'm not looking to make money off this, but the more eyeballs that we can get on the channel, the better. Thank you very much, James. I appreciate you saying that, sir. That's very nice of you to say. I'm trying. I don't feel like I'm as good a YouTuber as some of the guys out there. But yeah. I'm pretty new at this. I'm kind of a noob YouTuber. Like I didn't even know how to like video edit or do any Photoshop or anything like that. I didn't know how to do any of that. But I just went ahead and while I was on quarantine, I built myself a nice beefy new computer. And I bought some lights and a webcam, and I thought, let's do this, right? My alliance and my brother had been pushing me for a while to try it out. So, well, thank you, James. I try. I was big into speech and drama when I was a kid in high school, so being on stage and in front of a camera is not like a totally unfamiliar thing for me. And I very much have always considered myself a student of the language and communication. And I very much like interfacing with people. Thank you very much. Yeah, it is less about the action, but it is because of my TCP that so many of my friends were like, "Get out there, show people what you got." People are gonna want to see that, and that has been the case. But I definitely appreciate you giving me the personal compliment, Dustin. That means a lot. Or James, excuse me. Sorry. Let's see here. Who do we want out of this? I think we want, before we kill him, let's get this war machine. Yeah, I agree with you, Thomas, but I think it'll end up being some kind of clone. And I think it's very likely that Doc Ock is just going to be like basically a buffer and an energy battery for that team. We'll see how it goes, but I don't necessarily know they're going to make it that overpowered. A full 6-member that is not a clone would be very strong. Especially because that's a team that you largely utilize in 5v5 fights. There is a couple of raid lanes that you can use them in, but for the whole, you're mostly using them in Blitz and War. But anyway, yeah. I appreciate the compliments, James and Dustin both, and we sure appreciate having you guys here. it's been very gratifying for me. I mean, don't get me wrong, I've met a lot of shitheels since I started doing this, but just jelly, petty people, especially on Facebook. But no, I've met a lot of really great people as well, and I've never really considered myself some kind of a tutor or instructor of anything, but it has been fun just sharing my methodology and trying to help people on their Marvel Strike Force journey as well. Right now, we're just going to try to get these Blitz Ponts. Don't kill my Negasonic. All right, who do we want to... all three of those guys are going to taunt. Let's go ahead and try to put an ability block on her. Some heal block will be useful. Very, very useful. We'll charge him up. Now here come all the taunts. Here come all the taunts. I don't think I can drop them all. Well, maybe no, I can't. I can't. We'll do what we can. There we go. That's perfect. And truthfully, X23 don't care about no taunt. Not when that ultimate comes around. All right, so we got a nice little grouping here. Little hacky sack. Little shotgun action. Off we go. Pretty much got that one under control. Oh, it's 12 o'clock. $32.1. I'm going to keep pushing. I'm going to try to get to 40 million. I don't know if I'll have time, but I'm going to try. Yeah. So since I play 2 long sessions a day, I've been trying to do a morning and an evening stream for me, because I know that a lot of people that love this game are overseas and they're on different time zones, and so I realized that like this right now is more of an evening time for a lot of viewers and is a better time for them to stream or just watch a live stream, and I don't think a lot of people are streaming about this time. So I've been trying to throw these in as often as I can, which has been most days. And I don't think I've missed an evening stream yet, except for my birthday. Spent that with my family. All right. No action for you, Thor. Slingshotting is terrible in Arena. I don't like it. I hate taking out the number 1 guy and coming out number 5. And that's about as bad as it gets for me, because really only the top 5 guys can beat my defense most of the time. But I know it's especially frustrating for people who are floating in the 50 to 20 range. There's a lot of slingshotting. And I do remember how that was. I often find that I can get my best rewards if I sit at number 2. Nobody attacks me a lot of the time. Well, I mean, Dustin, I get it. I get it, because I guess technically you are competing with me, but you're also, I mean, like there are, I mean, I'm at 10.6 million right now, and there are still like 80 some odd guys that are better, right? There's plenty of beefy rosters out there. And I bet most of them don't have a finished off X23. Probably a lot of them do, because there's certainly some massive whales toward the top. But I'm not that guy. I put about 50 bucks in her, and I've been riding on my own laurels ever since. Well, I know I did put a little more than that, because I did buy some orbs afterwards when I pulled a 5 red star pull on her. And I thought, well, I'm going to go get those red stars. Couldn't help myself. Couldn't help myself. All right, so we know this is pretty much an easy win, so we're going to go with the highest power team. Yeah, blitz. Well, I mean, it's just I'm fighting over and over and over again. I guess it's kind of a blitz, but I don't know. It's not my favorite game mode. It's far from my least favorite. And what I like about it is now that I am at the end game, I have the option of largely ignoring it most of the time. And so basically, there's a lot of weeks where the only time I go hard is the Red Star Blitz. That's it, right? Because all the other characters that they put out in front of us, I've got them. I don't need them, right? So unless there's some kind of an event like Unity or Fun in the Sun, there's not a lot of reason for me to go hard on them. Because, you know, Daddy don't need no more Ronin shards. I got all that, right? But new characters I go hard on just to save myself a little money. And don't get me wrong, if I don't have the time to put in, then I just wail a little harder and I do it that way. But if I have the time, I put the time in. Because while I have some money to spend, I'm not looking to spend it needlessly. There we go, another easy win. Oh yeah, I upgraded Maw to 5 red stars like an hour after they released him into the store. Dustin, I also play on BlueStacks. In fact, I have 2 instances of BlueStacks open right now. I play my whale account on one and my free-to-play account on the other, and I run an alliance with each in the cluster. So let's see here. I don't necessarily like our odds to take out a Phoenix there. You know what? Okay, let's go back. Maybe that. Let's do that Mr. Sinister one then. Let's do that. Oh, that sucks. But I'm sure he'll come back around, James. yeah. Tachyons, man. All those mini uniques, dude. It's so miserable. And if you're a new player just getting started out, you can seriously help yourself out by pre-farming T4 mini uniques, because they will be a gate to your progress down the road. Bet on that. Bet on that. Okay, that wasn't so bad. That wasn't so bad. Who's he cloning? He's cloning Ghost Rider. That's bad. All right, and then she brings Wanda back, and then he taunts, and now all of a sudden we're in trouble. Oh, that's not a great decision. Iron Fist? No, that's not your best to start with on Gear 14 at all. That's terrible, in fact. All right, so here we got a Winds of Watum saved. Oh, we didn't clear the taunt. That's terrible. We're still in this. But things are not looking great. It's starting to turn against us. Now she's going to heal, and we cannot do much to her. But we could reapply some heal blocks. That'll be helpful. And if I can't get around this Thanos, I'll just kill him. Because Elsa's awesome. All right, so since it doesn't look like we're going to need a res, I'm just going to go ahead and heal here now. And let's start taking these people off the board. And I guess if we have to pick one, let's go with Ghost Rider. Love that kill animation. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I've seen otherwise super intelligent, smart players make a similar mistake. You know, like I had some guys that got started, that friends of mine that I'd gamed with in the past, and they came and they helped me start up the Mortytown Locos, right? And oh, congratulations, James. And they helped me start the Mortytown Locos, and they were just starting the game, whereas I had been playing for some months. And they asked me, we're really at that point like 6 months, but they asked me, they said, you know, who's the best team to start with? And I basically told them all as best I could, you know, pun fenders, right? And they were all pretty happy with how their pun fenders performed. But almost all of them completely overcommitted to pun fenders. And they were taking them all the way to gear tier 13, which was the max at the time, and trying to get all the abilities on them. And I'm like, no, peel off, get them to 10, you know, at tops, right? And then go raise a better team, you know. And they're like, who's better than pun fenders? And I'm like, lots of fucking people when you get to the mid game. And they had kind of a completionist mindset, which would serve them well in a lot of other games. But then they overcommitted on those pun fenders, and then they had to play catch up after that, and they always felt like they were behind the ball, and most of them ended up quitting the game because they felt like they couldn't keep up. So who you commit to in those early stages has a big effect on the rest of your playtime in Marvel Strike Force. Yeah, there are a lot of teams now that can punch up big on pun fenders. Big. Get our taunt up right here. So what we're really going to want to do here, and thankfully they don't have a taunter, is we're going to want to get Minerva down ASAP and follow that up with Doctor Strange so that no reses happen here. They don't have, oh, that hurt. That hurt. They actually pulled that thing off correctly. That doesn't always happen with the computer. But if I can get some good, hey Christopher, how you doing, man? Welcome back to the stream, sir. If I can get some good assists, we can still pull this off. But man, that was a good combo they just pulled off on me. Oh, we're screwed. All right, we're out of here. No need to even waste time on that. All right. So we're going to get up one on them right off the bat. Keep the pressure on Thanos. Hopefully we can take him off the board before he self-heals. There we go. We knew we could peel off of Wolverine because he was a dead man walking pretty much. That's news to me. Well, that's good, man. We need more mini uniques. That'll make it easier for the guys coming along now to catch up. And it'll make it easier for me. It's good for everybody. $32.5. Yeah, I guess we'll go Marauders. Marauders plus Ultron is tough. We'll see. We might have to bail on it, but that's not the first time. No big deal. Main thing is just to keep it rolling. We're going to have to stop it rolling pretty soon because I'm hungry. But we're not going to stop it rolling for long. I'm going to fire up a movie and eat. I'm just going to do that off camera. I don't. I know some guys do it, but I'm probably never going to be like a 24-hour stream kind of guy. But I will spend the better part of this 24-hour streaming. My intention is to take a break, watch a movie, and eat while I continue blitzing, and then fire the stream back up shortly after. But I'm going to get through the end of this rotation first and get to 33 million. All right, so we got to work through this tank. I don't care much for Strife, but oh man, taunted my thing. One has to admit Strife's doing a decent job here. Ooh, that very nearly took out our Johnny. That did. I don't think that's going anywhere. Moving on. No need to milk a loser. We've got a ton of great teams that can score even more than that one. We just move along. And we have tons of blitz charges to spend today too. I got nothing in that. Getting parched. Okay, as always, we want a good RNG here. Perfect. Your best case scenario is you get 2 DPS to hit him, and you just drop him off immediately. Now, it doesn't give me any buffs to spread, but it's whatever. That's fine. All right, so there went my taunt. So let's reapply. Let's go to Punisher. As much as I'd like to get that Daredevil out of here, Punisher is easier to get out the way first, and you get fewer retaliatory attacks. So we are going to go ahead and stealth with Loki's ultimate since we got our taunt dropped. Now we're going to focus on Maddie. Mr. Murdoch, if you're nasty. Love that 7-star Heimdall, 7 red star Heimdall. Any character whose primary purpose is just damage, it can be very critical for them to be 7 red stars. So before I pulled that 7 red star pull on Heimdall, that spot on this team was sort of just a filler, right? Was not that impactful. Could have easily traded somebody else out for him. But thankfully, he pretty decent character. Just really needs red stars to pop, you know. And I was lucky enough to draw them. All right, so we can definitely earn some big points here with our power armor. We'll take them up against these Asgardians. That's our best bet. None of those were great matchups. None of those were great matchups. But Asgardians is the easier bet than X-Men. There's not many teams that Power Armor has to worry about. X-Men's one of them. All right, so thankfully we lived through that. We're going to need to keep our rescue alive to really make this work. Let's ability block Sif so she doesn't taunt. Although I don't guess that matters too much. Definitely going to boost everyone's turn bar. Just want to knock a little more off Thor. He's the guy we definitely want to die in the initial barrage because he'll make us pay. So now Rescue's going to do her thing. It doesn't matter if she dies at this point. Thankfully, she is not. We're going to get those defense downs on everybody because it's going to be really critical. And that really helps that this ultimate on War Machine really wreck. And then all those additional buffs are going to be nice because we come in with Falcon. Game over. Game over. Really enjoying the 2.0 configuration of this team. The addition of that fifth member, as good as Vision was, the addition of that fifth member has been very helpful. I have never heard of Ironheart, never read an Ironheart comic, but hey, I love her. So that's probably our best bet there. Yeah, let's do that. Middle on points. Terrible composition. We'll go that way. Damn you, Captain Marvel. Damn you. I was really hoping that would kill Mordo. That was bad. Now she's going to heal him. Now we're taunting. Jeez, I need to finish this guy off. Okay, maybe this is not as terrible a team as I thought it was going to be. That happens sometimes. Just not quite enough oomph in shield, but they do have an incredible level of sustain. So if we can keep this going, we still have the possibility of a res down the road to get Trooper back. It's going to be hard now without security. Because it's going to be a long uphill road trying to get this Danvers dead with that Mantis here. But I have seen this team come back from worse. Oh, no res there kind of seals it. We're going to get out of here and move on. See Night Nurse? Fight Night Nurse. This Inhumans team, there's nothing I can complain about on this Inhumans team. I mean, Karnak could be a little better. Never mind. They're fine. They're good. They're good. I don't need everything. And Karnak fills a role, right? Karnak fills a role. These slows that he can pass around are helpful. His ability to disrupt can be strategically used, no doubt. And Black Bolt's doing all the heavy lifting. We all know it. But Yo-Yo is a pretty damn good protector. I mean, top shelf. especially in game modes like Dark Dimension and tough raids like U7. So 2 more. Looks like I'll get us there. And that's, we got 2 sure to win teams left, so that's going to work out fine. We'll go with that 554. We're still doing a pretty good job of making a lot of points for only 25 charges a pop. So we'll be able to keep this train rolling indefinitely. And still have probably plenty of blitz charges left over. I mean, like I'm talking like 30,000 left over that we can then use tonight for the Red Star Blitz. Come on, guys. You've almost got her dead. You can do it. There you go, Thor. You have sealed your own doom. And a big old optical blast that was pretty much overkill. And we didn't even get to the Phoenix ult. That was the hardest team we could face. 1 more will get us to 33 million. Then I'm probably going to take a food break. So just fair warning. So 1 attack with Black Order. We'll take the toughest team on the board. It'll be door number 2, this Asgard team, and they're going to handle it fine. We're up to 150 charges on these guys, but like I say, we got plenty to burn. And these guys are our best scorers, our most reliable scorers. Oh, that was deadly. That could have gone bad. But we don't need to flip anything just yet, so we can just keep laying that damage in. And they're all going to stealth, but, you know, we're going to throw a moon on their heads, so...
You can run, but you can't hide, bitch!
Thank you, Scary Terry, by the way. All right, now we're going to flip. And of course, we want to focus Thor, although he might be a dead man walking now. I think actually they are. Let's stun Loki. Yep, there they go. We'll drain some health just for the hell of it. Kill Loki through stealth because we have Corvus. And snap these people away. Love it. Love it. And that'll get us to 33 million. So there you go. Did it on a snap. Dig it, man. Dig it, man. As soon as they announced this team, I was like, oh, I want to snap people. I want to throw moons on people. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So that leaves us in pretty good position. We're 33 million, 0.1 and counting. And we're going to do a lot more blitzing before the day's out. We got some energy to spend because we just went past noon in my time, which is when the free energy is allocated. I don't know what I'm going to put that on just yet. We're going to let that sit. And I'll worry about that after I eat. Because, man, I've been at this for 2 solid hours, 2.5 solid hours now. I'm getting a little hungry. Haven't eaten all morning. So I'm going to go ahead and conclude Mortytown TV there. I want to thank everybody for coming along live. We really appreciate having you here. And if you'd like to, just pay attention to the Discord, link in the description below. And there'll be an announcement a little later this afternoon when I fire it back up again. So please feel free to come on back if you want to see some more Blitz action or just, keep me company. We'd love to have you here. So if you're watching this later on YouTube and you got all the way to the end, Man, here's looking at you, kid. That's awesome. We appreciate you. So Josh and Dustin and Thomas and Christopher and all you guys that are here live, James, we really appreciate having you. And if you haven't already, if you can give us a like or a subscribe, we'd sure help the channel grow. We appreciate that. So we're going to grow the channel. We're going to grow a good, nice beard. And then both are going to be fantastic. So thanks for coming, Mortys and non-Mortys. Until I see you guys again, be cool. Have fun. I'm Vac, and I'm out of here.